This is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Thule Verse platform bike rack and see how it fits with our 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Now, if you watch this video and you have some questions about the Thule Verse, or if you've gone ahead and gotten it and you've got some experiences to share, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We love to share those with our other neighbors in order to help them make the best decisions for themselves. If you were looking for a premium platform 2-bike rack to go in the hitch of your Outlander Sport, the Thule Verse is an excellent option. It can hold a variety of bike styles, and with a 60-pound per tray weight capacity, that includes some of your e-bikes as well. So if we're taking a look at just how this fits onto our Outlander Sport, we can see right here that this leaves a really big gap in between the vehicle, even on the most bumpy surfaces, or even with the bike with a wider frame and wider handlebars. This is really in no danger of contacting the back of the vehicle at all. But with that being said, if we come around to the back here, it is a bike rack that holds it a little bit higher up. Now you do have, even with 2 bikes on here, through the wheels and everything, you should have some decent visibility out of your taillights. You might have some obstruction here with your license plate, your rear view camera as well. So it's a really good idea to know just what kind of footprint this is leaving behind the vehicle. So if we're going to measure from the bumper to the furthest part of the bike rack, we're going to be at about 40.5 inches. So that's well over 3 feet extra coming off of your bumper. So make sure that you've got that in mind whenever you're backing into a tight space or trying to parallel park. The other thing that's important to take notice of is just what kind of ground clearance do we have. Because the bike rack sticks further out from the bumper, this can be an issue more than if it was a lot closer. However, because of the rise of this bike rack, we are actually looking at 19 inches of clearance from this bumper right here to the ground. That's more than enough, really, not to let me worry about some of those steeper inclines or driveways. However, it is something that you always want to keep in mind. I mentioned before that you could do 60 pounds per tray in this bike rack. So if you have one of those, 50, 60 pound e-bikes, you're going to have a lift of around 20.5 inches to get it up on this tray, just under 23 inches to get it up on this tray. So if that seems like a lot for you, or even if it doesn't, I would actually recommend that you get the Thule ramp that you can get with this. It is collapsible, so you can keep it in the trunk. You can deploy it at either end of the bike rack, passenger or driver's side, for convenience. But that's going to assist you in a big way of getting those heavier bikes up and down from this height. One of the other really important questions we always get about platform racks is, will I have access to my lift gate? And the answer in the case of the Thule Verse is yes. There's a handle with a lever right here that we could pull in and then slowly lower this down into position here. And this rack has a really nice, actually pretty aggressive tilt-away feature. Now, because it does sit a little bit further away from the Outlander Sport, how much it goes, it's really more than enough. As you can see, there's more than enough clearance. Now I can get in and out of my lift gate, I could change my shoes, grab my helmet or any other equipment, water, things like that, or just take a little break in between rides. But with that being said, having that access is a huge bonus for this bike rack. Another couple of things about this bike rack that are important is that it does include some security measures. There is an included cable lock with the keys right here, and these keys actually are key-to-like to the locking mechanism that's going to keep it in our hitch receiver as well. So that's a great added security bonus. This is a bike rack that's also very easy to operate. Loading and unloading your bike is really no problem at all. It's not complicated. There are 2 points of contact. We have a ratcheting padded wheel strap here in the rear. We also have this post and latching hook mechanism right here at the wheel. So it is a wheel mounted bike rack. If you have a bike with fenders, you may consider taking a look at a bike rack that is frame mounted. But if you're good with a wheel mount, this is going to be perfect for you. So the first thing I'm going to do when removing the bike is unlock my cable lock, which is going to be right here. So I'm going to turn that, unlock it, unloop it, and we'll feed it through and get it out of our way. Now that that's done, there is a nice little dust cover here so that we don't get any corrosion in our lock or the hole here for the cable lock. And then once we've got that done and out of the way, we'll continue on to getting the bike off. First thing I'm going to do is undo the ratchet strap. I'm just going to depress this tab. I'm going to feed the strap through, back through the wheel, and just clear it out of our way right there. Next thing I'll do is go ahead and brace the bike. I'm going to pull this lever here, raise the hook, and clear it out of the way. Now, if this was the case of me needing the ramp to use it, I would just simply roll it down and off. But the bike I have on here today is not too heavy. I'm just going to pull it right off, and now I'm ready to hit the trail or store the bike. And you may have the question of, well, if I'm driving around town without the bike on the rack, how would that work? Well, this rack does actually have a stowaway feature. Once we put our posts down and we relatch our wheel straps here, so there's no slack hanging around, we're going to come around and use the exact same lever we used to lower it, and we're just simply going to raise it up instead. And then once we hear that loud click just like that, now we're in our upright and stowed position. Now, as you can see in this position, we are going to gain, full visibility out of our rear window. However, everything else is pretty much blocked. Our tail lights, our license plate, our rear view camera. So just to avoid any tickets out there, there is a light kit available for the Thule Verse just to keep you and others on the road safe. So overall, I think the Thule Verse is an excellent option for you if you are looking for that premium platform bike rack on your Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.